What's up guys, Fardeen here from wolfingphysique.com, and today I'm going to review Greg Doucette's training program. Before we start, I'm going to open up a diet soda. Man, that's great, that's great. A lot of people would tell you this would kill you, but it really doesn't. Like Greg says, no calories, no problem. Okay guys, so if you do not know who Greg Doucette is an IFBB pro bodybuilder, and he blew up like in 1 year. I can still remember he had like 60,000 subscribers, and I saw him coming by sometimes, but now he's like at almost 700,000 subscribers, which is insane. So he must be doing something right. And a lot of people are following him now and taking up his advice. And I got the question about his training program, which he is selling for $199. And in most cases, people would think it's really expensive, which it actually is. It's pretty expensive. I think it can be worth it, depending on who you are. And yes, I watch him all the time. I think his videos are hilarious. So I bought it, and I just want to tell you what I think is good about the book and what is bad about the book. I'm just gonna be honest with you. Okay, so what I did like about the book is there's a part about motivation and all that stuff. People always overlook motivation and mindset, but those factors are so important. I mean, like, if you do not have motivation or the right mindset and you're stepping into the gym, you might quit. Some people are really afraid to go to the gym because they think like everyone is watching them, but they are certainly not watching them. Everybody in the gym cares about themselves. So Greg outlined in his book what realistic expectations are. Because maybe some people could think that after like 3 months of training, you will have an amazing transformation. Like you can gain like 20 pounds of muscle in like 3 months, but that is not possible. You can maybe gain like 10 pounds like in a year, if you're lucky. So it's important to have like realistic expectations. Most often than not, you see month 1, you see the guy is fat and he looks skinny, but he actually has some muscle. But he looks skinny because he's fat. And then he's going to cut down, and then he looks like freaking jacked, and you think like, oh, I can gain a lot of muscle in like 3 months. Well, you can gain muscle, definitely, but you have to have the right expectations. And in the book, you can see that the expectations that he's outlining for you guys is pretty good, and that's just great. So Greg outlined in his book what you can expect, like how much muscle can you gain in like your first year of training, what's realistic, and your second year, your third year, your fourth year, and so on. And because there's like so many fake transformations on the internet, like people who use tons of steroids and got like jacked in a short amount of time. I mean, like, you still have to work hard, but it's good to have realistic expectations, and that's very good outlined in the book. So that is something I really like, especially for 99% of the people. And periodization, Greg calls it fancy, and I agree. Periodization is one of the most misunderstood topics in the fitness industry. And this is not surprising, as many people make periodization drastically too complicated. After all, periodization is a cool, trendy term and justifies creating all kinds of licked tables with lots of numbers and special notations, which makes the trainer look very smart. In addition, you can really make people believe that you can plan their progress months in advance, making them think that you really have everything under control and can make miracles work. And in order not to get intimidated by the topic of periodization, the most important factor is to apply some good old-fashioned common sense. Periodization is simply organizing your long-term training program. Nothing more, nothing less. If your program is the same every week in terms of intensity and exercises, you have no periodization. And if you just go to the gym and you have no plan at all and you just do some things, that's random periodization. You get it? So what is mentioned in the book also is cardio. The importance of cardio. And guys, I can still remember, I know exactly why he does this. I mean, like, I like lifting weights. I do it 6 times a week. But also, what I always did, even in my bulks, I did cardio. And people always looked weird to me. They asked me like, why are you doing cardio when you're bulking? I get where they get it from, but you have to understand the importance of like cardio. I mean, like, you have to train your heart as well. But I always stuck with it, and honestly, it made my weight training workouts even better because I can I recover really fast from my sets. So I would recommend anyone to do cardio, but there is a limit. I mean, like, you do not have to do like a ton of cardio and almost no weightlifting. I just don't get why people do that, but do some cardio and lift some weights. Cardio, also known as aerobic exercise, is recommended by the American Heart Association. And this is especially recommended to people who are at risk for heart disease by a lot of doctors. That's because cardio strengthens your heart and helps it more efficiently pump blood throughout the body. Cardio exercise can also help lower blood pressure and keep your arteries clear by raising the good cholesterol and lowering the bad cholesterol. So Greg is recommending to do cardio 150 minutes a week. So this is very good because even experts in science recommend 150 minutes. Greg also talks about deloads in his training book, and he never prescribes deloads at a given week or something. He only recommends a deload when it's absolutely necessary. A traditional implementation of deloading is to take a week of rest every 4th week of your program, or to reduce the weight during that week. This deloading method is random and proactive. This way of deloading is pre-planned for a specific date or period within the program. At best, it's a guess as to when overreaching is likely to occur, but in practice, it usually boils down to simply a one-size-fits-all way of programming. You cannot always predict in advance when a person will experience more stress in life, sleep less, or deviate from the diet. That is why reactive deloading is often more sensible, by my opinion. And a reactive deload is, for example, let's say you squat like 2 times a week and you're progressing every week. You're progressing, you're getting stronger. The program is working, but at a certain moment, stuck and you're not progressing anymore, and maybe the weights go lower, you're getting weaker, and maybe that's because you're overreaching. So that means you haven't really recovered. So what you can do if you're doing a reactive deload is you reduce the weight with the squat, you reduce the sets or intensity, so you are still able to recover. So it is very exercise and body part specific. Overreaching can occur at many different times within a program, depending on the person and his lifestyle. My reasoning why I think taking a reactive deload is better than the most traditional one is because muscle fatigue is largely a local process. Fatiguing your biceps will not affect your squat, right? It makes no sense at all to stop squatting because your biceps have not recovered. Deloading should be exercise and muscle specific. And you usually recover if you are no longer a beginner and used to exercise within 72 hours. Practically, cost-effective training protocols should require no more than 5 days of rest to recover from a certain training. It is therefore not surprising that there is not yet a single scientific study that has found that muscle mass is increased after a period of detraining. At best, deloading does not lead to direct muscle loss, But the idea that the deload functions as a supercompensation week is misleading, because supercompensation occurs after each workout, unless there is overreaching. And muscle protein synthesis does not typically remain elevated more than 72 hours post-workout. And Greg also mentions he doesn't really usually write deloads for his clients at certain weeks because sometimes life happens, and it's true. It makes sense. And Greg also says, if you still feel you can train hard, don't take the deload. Listen to your body and don't trust those coaches who just write down a deload because you would be tired on that week or something. Doesn't make sense. What I also like about the plan is that you have a lot of exercise variety. So let's just say you have barbell back squats in your program. You can switch it up to like front squats if you don't feel like doing barbell back squat. I mean, like, sometimes life happens in the gym as well. If you go to the gym, maybe a machine is occupied and you're not able to use it and you do not want to wait for it. Well, you have some other choices to choose from. So you can also choose to train for strength or hypertrophy. You can buy the book if you're like really training for strength or muscle growth specific. He also has some hyperlinks of some exercises, but most of them you do not have any hyperlinks. So what I mean by that is, like, you see an exercise, you can click on it and you can see a video on how to perform it. Most people do not know all those names, although you can find them on the internet. If you look at Google or YouTube, you can always find the exercise. But I think it would be much better if he had done hyperlinks on all the exercise names. So you have some, but not all of them. And if I'm really honest, for 99% of the people, if you read it, I think you can learn a lot. I mean, like, you understand the basics, you know what to do, and I mean, like, the training program from itself is not like boring. You can choose, you have a lot of variety. If you can just train 2 times a week, you can train 2 times a week. If you want to train 5 times a week, you can train 5 times. But if I'm honest, I think if you have the money and you're really looking for like a personal trainer on teaching you how to train or understand how a muscle grows or how you get stronger and how to take deloads, I think this is worth the money for you if you're really serious about building muscle or building strength. And also, this is my opinion. I just think this is better. I think it's better to jack up your prices sometimes so people take it really seriously. Let's just say if I get a plan like from $500, I can tell you I will take that shit seriously, because $500 is not nothing, you know what I mean? So you have to take it seriously. You have to really reconsider and ask yourself, are you really serious? Do you really want to build muscle or strength? It is okay to invest your money in a good training program. From me, from him, it doesn't matter. But I can tell you, if you invest money into something, I think, by my opinion, you take it more seriously. So that's the end of the video. I hope you liked it. Subscribe if you have not already, and comment down below on which training program you want me to review next. Maybe I do this more often. I like it. So love all you guys and much love.